So yeah, it's good to see all of you. It's exciting times ahead. Despite everything that's happening, it's there's still so much that you can do. So I've got a really special session for you today, and as usual, two things. Number one, the session is about, I've got about half an hour with you, and like that, the half an hour is going to go. So get ready, stay glued to your seat. You miss even 2 minutes running to the toilet, you've missed too much. So stay glued to your seat, okay? Don't go anywhere. Just bang, like that. The session is over, it's 5 o'clock, and it's all gone. So you want to do that. So that's the first one. Number two, you want to take a lot of notes, like Simon said. So, many people have regretted. I've had many cases where people write to me and say, Coach, I didn't take notes. Can you tell me again what you said about this, what you said about that? And I just smile. I won't say anything. So, you want to take a lot of notes. Stay glued to your seat and take a lot of notes. Now, here's the thing. It's a really, really powerful session. It's today what I'm going to do, because I know many of you are working really hard. You're pushing hard. You're going all out in your sales. And some of you are discouraged, some of you are encouraged, some are getting stuff, some are not. So I'm going to help you out. I'm going to give you a major boost. Okay, you're going to get a major boost. Here's what I'm going to give you. 7 priorities to take your sales through the roof in this pandemic. Now, this pandemic's going to carry on for a little while until all the vaccinations kick in around the world. It's going to carry on for another 1 to 2 years. So here's the thing, you need to know what to prioritize. And I'm going to give you 7. For the next 1 year, or so, prioritize these 7 things and you will smash your sales. The fastest way for you to change your life or your business, listen closely, the fastest way for you to change your life or your business is to change your priorities. By changing your priorities, you change everything. The challenge that salespeople have right now when they're busy doing sales is, what do you prioritize? What do you prioritize? Many people are prioritizing things that have no impact on their sales. I'm going to tell you what to prioritize. Do you want me to tell you what to prioritize? You want me to tell you or not? Tell you now or tell you next time? Tell you now. So if you're excited, say I'm excited. So if you're excited, say I'm excited. I want to get at least 5 to 10 exciteds in here. I want to see you all, how excited you are. Yeah, here we go. Tommy, Carolina, Suresh, Arvin, you are so excited. So now we can get started. So, okay, just a little heads up. Today's session is a heavy session. Okay, it's a heavy one, but when are my sessions never heavy? So it's always a heavy session. So you really want to take a lot of notes and really try and understand every single one of the 7 priorities. And then I have a piece of homework for you. I've got homework. So I'll give you your homework right now. Your homework is, and when you finish the session, anytime today or tomorrow, sit down for half an hour and look at the 7 priorities with an exercise book next to you and just look at it. And then just write down whatever your subconscious mind comes up with, write it down, and then execute, all right? Let's get started. I've got lots to do. All right, priority number 1. So 7 priorities to give you massive sales during this pandemic. Priority number 1, write this down. Long-time perspective. Long-time perspective. What's that? What am I talking about? Long-time perspective. This is the first priority. As a salesperson, this is your first priority. What is that? So, a bit of background. Many years ago, there was a guy by the name of Dr. Edward Banfield. Edward Banfield, a Harvard guy, he's a Harvard researcher. He went and researched what is known as upward social and economic mobility. Upward social and economic mobility, big words, but essentially what he did was this. He tried to find out what are the qualities that makes a person move up the social ladder and economic ladder. So what qualities makes a person go up? Is it being hardworking? Is it discipline? Is this, is that? So he went and studied a huge bunch of people, and this study went on for 50 years. Imagine that, yeah, 50 years. And he published his research in a book called Unheavenly City. He published it. And this research was extremely controversial. Lots of people got really upset with this research and published it. And I looked at this research and I went, wow. I look back at my 21 years of coaching and I thought, this guy is spot on. So what did he say? What did Banfield say? Now, he divided society into 7 classes of people. So you got like the lower income, you got the upper lower income, lower middle income, middle income, upper middle, and blah, 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 until you got the upper income. So he divided society into 7 classes. Then he studied what made them go up. So let's take a guess. What do you think it was? What do you think made people climb up this ladder, this economic ladder? What was the one quality that was consistent in all of them and made them climb up, and the quality that makes you very rich, very, very wealthy, climbs up? What do you think that quality was? Who wants to guess? Vision, discipline. That's the name of the book, Unheavenly City. So don't bother with the book. I'm giving you the research, so don't bother. But long-term vision, what else? What do you think was the quality? So here's what it was. Long time perspective. I told you that from the beginning. Long time perspective. So the quality was long time perspective. So the wealthiest of the wealthy, people who went up the ladder, these people had very long time perspective. They could see very far away. They had a long view on life. They could see far away. Now, let me give you an example. Let's go right up to the billionaires. Let's go to the top of the top, the billionaires. So you got the Warren Buffett, the Bill Gates, the Ananda Krishnans, the Robert Quarks. You got all these guys right smack at the top. Now, guess what's their time perspective? Their time perspective is in the generations. They think in generations. They don't just think about yesterday's sales or last week's sales. They think generations down, generations down. These guys are thinking, wow, huge generations down. So that's the billionaire level. Then we go down the ladder to the bottom of the ladder. Who do we have there? Right smack at the bottom of the ladder. Who do we have? We got the drug addict. The drug addict's time perspective is 30 minutes. 30 minutes. So he gets his injection, gets his drugs, and then he's spending time looking for people who can give him money for his next injection. So his time perspective is 30 minutes. At the billionaire level, they're thinking generations. And the drug addict is thinking 30 minutes. Then we go up a little bit to the SME owners, the salespeople, and all that. What is their time perspective? Most salespeople and business owners, their time perspective is 1 month. And you can see this in the languaging, where you see a business person say something like this. Last month's sales was not as good as this month's sales. Or this month's sales are not as good as last month's sales. Or this week's my sales are down this week. Last week it was better. You see the languaging? The time perspective is so short. So this is a challenge for many people. Their time perspective is very, very short. I want you to think further. Look at your Kangen career. Look at it properly. Ask this question. How long am I going to do this Kangen water business? Now, if I'm going to do this for another 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, doesn't it make sense for me to be above 6'8", to go all out, to be number 1 in the industry? Doesn't it make sense? Doesn't it make sense to go all out? So that is the key. That's the key. When you change your time perspective to a long time perspective, guess what, guys? Your behavior changes. So I want you to understand this. Every mindset has a corresponding behavior. Every mindset has a corresponding behavior. Example, right now, because of COVID, guess what's the mindset of many salespeople and many entrepreneurs? The mindset is what? One of fear. When you have fear as a mindset, what is your corresponding behavior? The corresponding behavior is cut. You cut your marketing budget, you cut down your number of recruits, you cut. That's a corresponding behavior. And some people have what I call false hope. So they're hoping COVID will go away in July, it'll go away in August, it'll go away after Raya. What's the corresponding behavior when you have false hope? The corresponding behavior is do nothing. So instead of all that, what should you have? You should have the mindset of prioritizing, especially the 7 things I tell you, in the mindset of a long-time perspective. So what's the corresponding behavior when you have a long-time perspective? You make very good decisions. So let me give you an example. So we got a guy named John. So we got John. You fellas remember John? We got John. So yeah, he's a good friend of Francesco's. So John decides to lose 20 kgs. And John has a very small time perspective, a very short time perspective. And John says, I'm going to lose 20 kgs in 1 month. What happens to John? He's under severe stress, major stress. He's going to stress trying to do all these crazy things, and he probably eats just cardboard for breakfast or something like that, and he ends up losing nothing. Meanwhile, we have James. And James says, I'm going to lose 20 kgs, but I will give it a year. I'll give it 1 year. And guess what? James then does things properly. He goes on a proper exercise regime. He starts learning how to eat better. He starts working out with a personal trainer. And in 1 year, not only did James lose 20 kgs, he kept it off and he's changed his lifestyle. Meanwhile, John is still looking for the latest diet. So there you go. So that's the power of long-time perspective. And that's priority number 1. I spent a lot of time on this one because it's a top priority. So the first priority for all salespeople out there, stop thinking about last month's sales and this month's sales. Change. Think next 1 year. Think market domination. In the next 4 years, you're going to dominate your market. Think market domination. Stop thinking about last month's sales and this month's sales and lockdown sales. No, market domination, long-time perspective. All right, that's priority number 1. Priority number 2. Priority number 2 is aggressive marketing. It's uncanny how many salespeople out there don't do marketing. Now, nobody's going to fall from heaven for you to sell to. You got to do aggressive marketing. During a pandemic, most people cut down their marketing. Most people slow down marketing. They do less marketing. They have less marketing budgets. They do less strategies. No, not you. You in this Kangen business, you're going to double up your efforts. So I give you the secret to aggressive marketing. Online and offline. Online 5, offline 5. Come up with 5 strategies online, 5 strategies offline. And go, go, go. Aggressive, aggressive, aggressive. You've got to do aggressive marketing. When you do your marketing, focus on 3 things. Number 1, focus on the number of strategies that you're running. Like I said, 5 and 5. Number 2, focus on the frequency of your strategies. It's no point running a strategy once a year. That's not going to do anything for you. Once a week, once a day, once every 3 days, once every 4 days. What's the frequency of the strategy? If you're going to do telemarketing, don't just do 50 telemarketing calls once a year. No, you want to do 10 telemarketing calls a day, every day, every day. Frequency matters. Number 3 is budget. So number 1 is strategy. Number 2 is frequency. Number 3 is budget. Have a budget for your marketing. Put money into your marketing. Every time you close a sale, take out 5%, take out 10%. Whack it into your marketing and boom, get it out there. Make your money. Get the leads. So that's your second priority as a salesperson. The first priority, long-time perspective. See further. See market domination. Second priority, aggressive marketing. Go all out. Go aggressive. While everyone is cutting their marketing, you go up. You go up. You go more. Number 3. Third priority is innovation. You have to innovate. All the companies and people who innovate always outperform people who don't innovate. Example, let's look at history. Now, when Apple came out with the iPhone, guess what the competitors said? People, guess what? Like BlackBerry and everything else. What else? Guess what they said? They looked at the iPhone, they looked at the touchscreen, and most of these competitors thought, no way people are going to go for the touchscreen. So guess what? Most of them died, and Apple survived and went on and on. When digital photography came on, guess what happened? All the camera companies, the analog photography said, no way digital is going to take off. Look what happened. Digital is all over the place now. I don't even know anyone who's got an analog camera. So there you go. Innovate, innovate, innovate. If you look around you, innovation is happening all the time. But when I talk about innovation, guess what I'm talking about when I talk to salespeople about innovation? Look at your own methods of selling. Have you innovated your own methods? You could be doing the same thing you did 15 years ago. And if things have changed, guess what, guys? You've got to innovate. Look at it. Look at us now. We're on Zoom. We've innovated. We're all on Zoom. So what are you innovating? You've got to start innovating a lot of things. Have you innovated the kind of documentation you give people? Have you innovated your script? Have you innovated the way you talk to someone? Have you innovated your presentation? Have you innovated your objection handling? Innovate, 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 and you smash the market. You have to learn how to do this, and you got to keep practicing. This is a priority. Whilst everyone is doing the same thing, expecting different results, you innovate. Innovate. Look at the best practices out there, adopt them, take them. Why work so hard? Talk to your colleagues in different countries, in different regions. Find out the best practices, innovate. go learn, come in for all these kind of sessions, and then every time you come for sessions like this, you learn so much, and then take the lessons, go home, innovate. Are you guys learning lots right now? I'm only on number 3. Are you learning lots? Give me yes, I'm learning lots on the comments. If you're learning lots, let me see it. Let me see you're learning lots and lots and lots. And I'm only on number 3. I've got 4 more to go. So yes, you're learning lots, and this is the key. You got to innovate it. So whatever you're learning now, take this information, get out there and boom, share it, sell it, do it, all sorts of stuff with it. Okay, so that's number 3, innovate. Now, by the way, I want to give you a typical Jivan phrase for innovation. Write this sentence down. It's a beautiful sentence. Somebody can type it out. It's a typical Jivan sentence. So you want to write it down. Get everything you can out of all you've got. Get everything you can out of all you've got. That's the heart of innovation. Get everything you can out of all you've got. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Get everything you can out of all the mind power you have. Get everything you can out of the team members you have. Get everything you can out of the resources you have. Get everything you can out of all you've got. Okay? So let's go on to number 4. Number 4, thank you for putting it up, Rajesh and Nayan. Okay, number 4 is accountability and training. So salespeople often forget this one. Salespeople reject this, in fact. Many reject it because they feel they don't need it. Accountability and training. Let me explain this one. So here's a question. What are you actually accountable for? Now, this is a challenge for many salespeople. They don't really think about this through. You are accountable to finding the right markets to sell to. You are accountable to generating your leads. You are accountable to converting your leads into customers. You are accountable to following up on your leads. You are accountable. And in order to help you be accountable, you must get training. Train yourself. You are accountable to speak very well about your product, the Kangen machine. You are accountable to get the knowledge to understand how the Kangen machine works. I saw many people just now sharing all kinds of things, from reducing uric acid levels to this to that. You're accountable to getting that information and helping someone understand the benefits of the Kangen machine. You are accountable. And this is the challenge with salespeople, because they feel somebody else is accountable for that. No, Inagic is not accountable to you getting all the knowledge. You're accountable for your own life. And this is important, Imagine I come home one day and I'm really exhausted from a long day of work, and I know I need to exercise, and even though I'm accountable for my own exercise, I decide not to be, and I decide to call Simon. I say, Simon, I need to exercise. Can you do some push-ups on my behalf? It doesn't work like that. Of course he can't. I have to be accountable for my own exercise. I mean, who eats for me? I eat for myself. I can't ask someone else to eat on my behalf. I can't say, Sam, can you please have a chicken rice for me because I'm too tired to eat. It doesn't work like that. All right. So you have to be accountable. Accountability in training is simply this. You've got to be accountable for whatever results you want in your life, and you've got to get the training you need to live at that high level of accountability. You got to get the training you need. So ask yourself, what is it that I'm lacking? Am I lacking in marketing knowledge, social media marketing? Am I lacking in some sales skills? What am I lacking? And get the trainings. Come. I've got an event coming up this weekend, in fact, I think, with you guys. It's this weekend. It's this weekend. Come for it, the 2 days. The just similar to the previous two-day session I had, which was explosive. It'll be just as explosive this coming weekend. Make sure you're there. Get all the training you can. Now, what I want you to do as I teach you each of these priorities, I want you to do a ranking. I want you to rank yourself on a scale of 1 to 10. 10 means you're absolutely brilliant at this priority. 1 means you're totally hopeless. You do a lot of work to do. So this ranking is for your own personal understanding. It's for you to know how much work you have to do. So let's take a look at it. For example, first priority number 1 is long-time perspective. Long-time perspective, what's your ranking on a scale of 1 to 10? What's your ranking for that? So you got to know, what's my ranking for long-time perspective? How good am I at long-time perspective? And be honest. Some people say they're a 1 or a 2 because they're not really good at it. So at least they know. Second one, aggressive marketing. What's your ranking for aggressive marketing? How aggressive is your marketing? If you're not doing anything, then don't say you're a 10. Then tell the truth. You're a 1, you're a 2, you're a 3, you're a 4, whatever it is. Third one, innovation. What's your ranking on a scale of 1 to 10 for innovate? How innovative are you in embracing change and quickly adjusting accordingly? You know, when COVID came in, the minute we had to go into a lockdown in Malaysia, we start the lockdown 1st June to 14th June, again, a major lockdown. I moved extremely fast, innovated really quickly for my clients to do things. And one of the things I'm getting out to everyone is the 7 priorities. So that's what I mean, innovation. And the 4th one, accountability and training. What's your ranking on accountability and training? Is it a 2? Is it a 3? Is it a 5? So you got to know this stuff. You got to know this and then work on it accordingly. So we've got 4 priorities already I've given you. Now, as a salesperson, remember, each of these priorities, you want to go all out. You want to prioritize each of these 7 priorities, and you're going to smash the market. Now we come to number 5. Number 5 is a big one. Number 5 is measure better. Now, by the way, guys, number 5 is a nuclear weapon. This stuff is potent. Number 5, measure better. What do I mean by that? Measure better. Now, whatever you measure in your life, business, life, personal, work, everything, there are only 2 types of measurements in the world. That's it, just 2. What are the 2? Number 5 is measure better. Measure better, the 2 types of measurements, everything comes down to 2 types of measurements. So one is known as lead measures, L-E-A-D, so it leads you to the goal. And the other one is known as lag measures. L-A-G, like measurement, your screen is lagging. So we got lead measures and we got lag measures. What's that? Now, lag measures happen in the past. You're measuring something that happens in the past. Lead measures, you're measuring something in the future. Something that happens in the future. Okay, so lag in the past, lead in the future. So what's an example? So what is an example of that? Okay, an example of a lag measure would be revenue or sales. What is your revenue for the month of April? What are your expenses for the month of January to March? These are all lag measures, meaning the minute you measure them, they have already happened. They are happening in the past. For example, what is your cholesterol? That's a lag measure. What is your weight? That's a lag measure. Once you look down, you see your weight, that's a lag measure. Then what's a lead measure? Now, let me say this. The lead measures are the nuclear powers. This is the one that's going to smash your sales through the roof. The lag measures create stability in your business. It creates a lot of stability because you look at it, you understand what results you're getting from all your performance. But the lead measures are the ones that change your life. And very often when I talk to you, I'm throwing you lead measures. You may not realize it, but I'm often throwing you lead measures. So what's a lead measure? A lead measure is something that happens in the future. So let me give you an example. So there was this one property agent, a real estate agent, says, Coach, I want to sell a lot of properties. I'm new and I want to do well. I want to sell a lot of properties. Have you all been there? You've all been in that place, right? You're new and you want to do well. So he says, what do I do, Coach? I said, listen closely. I will give you one strategy. And if you follow what I tell you, you can be top in your industry. If you follow what I tell you. So I said, okay, anything. What is it? I said, and this is what I told him. I'm going to give you a lead measure. Here's what you're going to do. You're going to do this. You need to get 5 face-to-face appointments every week. Every single week, 5 face-to-face appointments. And I said, how many appointments do you have for next week? He said, I only got 3, Coach. I said, not good enough. You need 2 more. You got to get 5. So what did I do? I gave him a lead measure called 5 appointments a week. And this changed his life. So that's a lead measure, 5. So that's something in the future. Now, all lead measures eventually become lag measures. They eventually go to the past. So now he's going to do 5 a week every week. And end of the month, he'll check how many he did. And then it becomes a lag measure. But look at his brain. The brain is focusing on what? Not the past, what he did last time. It's focusing on the future. You want to change your life. Now change your measures. Start having lead measures. And I have a lot of lead measures for my life. Every part of my life that has lead measures, that part is excelling. In 2004, when I was a young coach, I started. I've been coaching businesses for 21 years. In 2004, when I just started, I was about 4 years in, and I told myself, I want to be the best. I want to be number 1. And I gave myself a lead measure. I said, I need explosive knowledge. So I gave myself a lead measure, and the lead measure was read 1 book a week every week. Guess what, guys? I never stopped. I still read a book a week every week. Sometimes I share it on my Facebook or LinkedIn. I share the book. And that lead measure changed my life. And very quickly, within a couple of years, I became number 1 in my industry. And I became one of the best in not just the country, but the region. And it's because I had lead measures. For my investments, I do a lot of investments. I have a lead measure there as well. And here's my lead measure. You want to know my investment lead measure or not? Give me 5 yeses and I'll tell you what it is. You want to know what's my lead measure for my investments, my personal investments? You want to know? You want to know now or this weekend? You want to know now or this weekend? This weekend? Or now? You want to know now? Okay, I'll tell you what it is. So, here's my lead measure for my investments. And that is this. Listen closely. IIAEM. Sounds like some English class. IIAEM. Invest in an asset every month. Invest in an asset every month. That is my lead. Every month I invest in an asset, whatever asset. It can be a property, can be unit trust, can be stocks, whatever it is. I invest in one asset every month, at least one asset. Even if it's 1,000 ringgit, 5,000 ringgit, 10,000 ringgit, invest. Invest in an asset every month. IIAEM. Do you like it, guys? You like the lead measure? Say yes. You like it? Yeah, so that's a lead measure. Now, did you like, why don't you take it on as well? Take on my lead measure. IIAEM. Take it on. Why don't you? You know what most people do instead? They invest in a handbag every month or a pair of shoes every month or some other drama stuff out there. No, invest in an asset every month, okay? So that's an example of a lead measure. So now here's the thing. So what you got to do is you got to come up with a series of lag measures and lead measures. Now here's the challenge, guys. Here's the problem. The challenge is this. Most of us, in fact, all of us have been trained since children to be good at lag measures. Why? Because your parents always ask you, hey, where's your report card? How many A's did you get? How many B's did you get? How many C's did you get? So you see, parents keep asking you this stuff. So because it's a lag measure, but nobody has trained people to do lead measures. So I want you to train yourself. You're going to start practicing lead measures from today onwards because you listen to Jeevan and you're going to change your life, okay? So do I get a yes on that? You're going to start lead measures. Do I get a yes? Yes. I hope you get a yes. Yep. There we go. Okay. Are you enjoying yourselves, guys? Having fun, enjoying, learning lots? I'm going to steal 10 more minutes of your time. Can or not? Can I take 10 more minutes? Can I take 10 more minutes? Give me a thumbs up if I can take 10 more minutes. Because I got lots to tell you. Yeah. Okay, let's get back to it. So, number 1 is long-time perspective. Andrew saying take 20. Number 1 is long-time perspective. Number 2 is aggressive marketing. Number 3 is innovation. Number 4 is accountability and training. Now somebody can type it out. Number 5 is measure better. Number 6, priority number 6. Listen closely. This is the golden priority. And that is follow up. Follow up. Priority number 6 is follow up. Thank you, Satish. Priority number 6 is follow up. See, you got to follow up on every P and C. P stands for prospect. C stands for client. You must follow up on every P and C. You see, most people don't do any follow up. They got all these prospects that may have contacted them. It's located in a WhatsApp conversation or in name cards in a shoebox or it's in your contact form on a website somewhere, or it's in your pocket on a serviette in your pocket, and it's all over the place. You got to get all of this information and follow up. You got to follow up with every single person who has ever shown interest in what you have to say. And you see, this is worth a lot of money to you. And you want to do, this is a priority, sales priority. Look at the sales. Your long-time perspective is a priority. Your aggressive marketing is a priority. Your innovation is a priority. Your accountability and training is a priority. Your measuring better is a priority. Your follow-up is a priority. And when you follow up, guess what? People who you thought would not become a client suddenly become a client. Don't judge the market. Don't judge the market because you never know. People's needs change. People change. So never judge the market. Never judge a person's buying decision because they can change it anytime. So who are you to judge? You don't judge. You just what? You do only one thing. What do? Influence. You influence their buying decision. You don't judge it. You influence it. Am I making sense, guys? Yeah, making lots of sense? So, and that's what you're going to do. Now, by the way, I talk a lot more about follow-up in my sales session, but the essence is simply this. I give you 2 magic words for follow-up. This is the essence of follow-up, okay? 2 magic words, and that is dig out. Get your spade and dig it out. Dig out everybody in all your past communication. Dig them out, dig them out, dig them out. Bring them back, bring them back, bring them back. So that's what follow-up is all about. Dig them out, bring them back. Make sense? Yeah, so that's what you got to do. All right, and so that's number 6. Now we come to number 7. As I promised you, the half an hour will just go like that. Look at the time, it's already 5 o'clock. Half an hour just disappears. When Jeevan talks, it just disappears at the speed of light. So, number 7. Number 7 is the big one. Listen closely to number 7, because if anything was to impact your sales big time, it's going to be this one. Okay? So here's number 7. Number 7 is mental toughness. You have to be mentally tough. Salespeople, listen up. All you Kangen water distributors, listen up closely. You have to be mentally tough to navigate this COVID pandemic. This is not for the weak. Many people are breaking down. They're giving up. They're throwing in the towel. I mean, we've had suicide cases. We've had marriages breaking down. All kinds of stuff is happening. Guys, you've got to be mentally tough. No, this is not something that's easy. It's not something that people know how to handle. But you got to do this. You got to be mentally tough. And how do you be mentally tough? So it's easy to say be mentally tough. What do you do? I'm going to give you 3 things. 3 proven things that I've been teaching to my clients for years. There are many things you can do to be mentally tough. I give you 3. I could give you more, but for now I'll give you 3. And by being mentally tough, you'll smash your year. You smash everything. You do really well. So listen closely to the things that makes a person mentally tough. Okay, and you're going to implement it when? When are you going to implement it? When? Aman, yes, now. You're going to implement it now. Now, yeah, I love you guys, man. You guys participate like crazy. I love you. Mwah. Okay. Guess what it is? 3 things. Number 1. The first one is goals. You notice I keep bugging you about goals. You know why? You need to be purpose-driven. You got to have goals. Weekly goals, monthly goals, yearly goals, quarterly goals, daily goals. You got to have goals. And of course, the smaller the goals, they're known as objectives. But you got to have goals. Why? You got to be purpose-driven. Now, I want you to try this little exercise. Yeah, try this experiment and see for yourself how your brain works. The brain is a fascinating organ. It works in a very certain, specific way. Now, next time you feel down, you feel depressed, you feel like you're hit against the wall and you're like, oh, I want to give up. Next time you feel that, take a piece of paper and take a pen and write down the top 6 things you must get done by 6 p.m. tomorrow. That's all. Just write it down. The top 6 things you're going to do by 6 p.m. tomorrow, and see what happens. Immediately, you feel better. Immediately, you feel good. You feel excited again. And you feel woken up again. You know why? Because your brain secreted dopamine. That's the achievement hormone. So the minute you are purpose-driven and you make a goal and you work a goal out, your brain switches gears and it goes down a different pathway. And you start getting excited again. And that's the power of goals. So the more goals you set and the more goals you achieve, the more mentally tough you become. So that's the first thing you can do, okay? Goals. Second thing, number 2, refuel your mind. Refuel your mind with RON 100 petrol. Put some RON 100 petrol in there. I'm kidding, I'm not petrol, yeah, but refuel your mind, you know. Most people are so good at refueling their body, but what about your mind? And people are not refueling the mind. So I'm going to tell you how to refuel your mind. So people are asking, so Kamil is saying, hey, what does that mean? How do you refuel your mind? 3 things you can do to refuel your mind. You see, most people, you know how they refuel their mind? They go to social media. That's the worst place you can go to refuel your mind. There's so much garbage in social media. And people go to social media to refuel their mind. No. Don't go to social media for marketing purposes, for sales, for fun, for that kind of stuff. But don't refuel your mind in social media. Just like how you refuel, when you're hungry, you eat food, you refuel your body. But many people refuel their body negatively as well. You guys are refueling your body very well with Kangen water. You flood your system with amazing Kangen water. So you're refueling your body well. Now you need to refuel your mind. How do you do that? You refuel your mind is 3 things. Number 1, books. Read good books. Get out there and buy some good books. Go to a bookshop, get books on sales, books on marketing, get good books. Number 2, YouTube. YouTube is amazing. Follow people you like on YouTube. Brian Tracy, Tony Robbins, Robert Kiyosaki. Kiyosaki is pretty good. I'm rereading one of his books right now. I first read this book about 20 years ago, and I'm just reading it again. So books, YouTube, refuel your mind with good people on YouTube. And you know what? The algorithms will kick in, and it will keep sending you more of such videos. And the third one is podcasts. Refuel your mind with good podcasts. It could be my podcast. I've been doing radio shows for 11 years. I've got hundreds and hundreds of podcasts out there. Search for me, Jeevan Sahadevan radio shows, and you'll find all my podcasts. It could be other kinds of podcasts out there. So podcasts are really powerful as well. Whilst you're cleaning your house or doing something, play the podcast in the background. Refuel your mind. Fill your mind with the good stuff. Fill it up with the good stuff. Okay. So the first one is goals. Second one is refuel your mind with books, YouTube and podcasts. Third one is win small a lot. Win small a lot. Small wins. Win small a lot. Have a lot of small wins. Pat yourself on the back. Every time you achieve amazing things, pat yourself on the back. Guys, don't just look for that one big win where you want to get 6A or you want to get a million in sales. Or don't just look at that. Look at a lot of the smaller ones along the way. All the small wins, For me, today, this is a win. Coming here, talking to all of you and sharing my 7 priorities, that's a major win for me. That's a big pat on my back. So that's my win for today. So win small a lot. Now, what happens when you win small is you again secrete dopamine, serotonin, you've got endorphins coming in, you've got a lot of very good hormones coming in because you're winning small a lot. And that just gets you very excited about life. And guess what? Repeat this again and again and again. Kabam, you're mentally tough. And that's the game. That's the game, guys. That's the game I want you to play. So these 7 priorities are top priority in your sales. If you keep the 7 in front, you're going to smash your sales. COVID no quiz. So now I have a question for you. Looking at my 7 priorities, I have a question for you. Here's the question. If you were a 9 or 10 over 10 for each of those priorities, does COVID matter? Doesn't matter, does it? Does the lockdown matter? Doesn't matter, does it? It doesn't matter. What matters is what you prioritize. So don't prioritize useless things like gossip, eating all the time, or talking to toxic people. Don't prioritize the lousy things. Prioritize the 7 things I gave you today. Prioritize long time perspective. See very far. Prioritize aggressive marketing. Market. Prioritize innovation. Innovate the way you do things. Prioritize accountability and training. Be accountable for the right things and train yourselves to be very accountable for that. Prioritize measuring better. You get your lag measures and your lead measures. Prioritize follow-up. Nobody escapes you. You follow up on every single person. And prioritize mental toughness. And nothing can knock you down. And if it does knock you down, you'll get up and you'll dust yourself off and you carry on again. And this is the game. And with this, you'll smash 2021 big time. Have you guys learned a lot today? You learned a lot? You always learn lots when you're with me, don't you? Yeah, so you've learned so much. And now the key here is to apply everything. So don't be discouraged with whatever is happening. Don't be discouraged. Tell yourself, I got my 7 priorities. I'm a Kangen water distributor. I'm going to get out there. I'm going to make it big. See yourselves long-term, 5 years of doing this, and you're going to smash this and see yourself excelling and doing so well. And I will see you in just a few days. I will see you for the 2 days. I'll see you, and we're going to have a rocking time on those 2 days. Remember how it was the last time, right? I hope many of you are coming back again for this. It'll be fun. So it's going to be really fun in those 2 days. I'm really looking forward to it and all sorts of stuff. So guys, relax, enjoy this 2021, and tell yourself you're going to smash it. You're going to do really, really well. So with that, I bless you with a superb year and your best year ever. Thank you very, very much.